I thank the Speaker. I thank the Chairman. I thank my friend Mr. Williams for introducing H.R. 4324, Strengthening Oversight of Iran's Access to Finance Act. This act is needed. And tonight, we're not here to rehash the failings of the JCPOA, but we're really here to honor Secretary Kerry's commitment of oversight of Iran outside that agreement. He made it quite clear to Congress in his briefings that we would monitor the world's largest exporter of terror around the world, that we would do everything outside the agreement to enforce sanctions, that we would not stop reviewing their behavior. And this piece of legislation comes at an important time as the Trump administration is taking significant steps to protect our homeland by reviewing actions around rogue regimes and sponsors of terror around the world, including Iran. Now, my friend from Washington brought up the subject of the American worker. And of course, we all are blessed by the brilliance and success of Boeing. We couldn't come to our jobs without them. But there are 5,000 airlines in the world, Mr. Speaker. There are 10,000 Boeing aircraft in service, and there are 5,700 airplanes on order from the Boeing Corporation to help make up that $41 billion of annual revenue. And the question here is not about selling airplanes, but the question here is about protecting the homeland and interest of our country around the world. And unfortunately, civil aviation is commingled with military Quds Force action, not just in what's been said tonight about transporting military action, supporting a war that has killed some 500,000 people, but what about Boeing transport from Damascus to Caracas? What about Boeing aircraft operated by the Iranian regime back and forth between Russia and Iran, back and forth between Tehran and Damascus, between Damascus and Venezuela? It's not just a civilian aircraft, Mr. Speaker, and that's why we want to be alert, and we need to know, our American citizens need to know if their bank deposits are being used to extend credit to a regime that seeks pleasure in murdering innocent people, murdering our men and women in uniform, and even innocent civilians in their own country. So we may differ on our views on the JCPOA, but we can all agree that nothing in the nuclear deal prevents the sharing of information between an administration and this Congress about financing aircraft for the world's largest state supporter of terrorism. That's what this piece of legislation is trying to achieve. That's what Mr. Williams' point is in bringing it to the floor, and I appreciate his thoughtful work to implement this much-needed policy and help keep the citizens in my district safe from Iran's global terror advance. Thank you. I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman's time has expired.